Hello student, myself Anura Yasmin Lashkar. In this video, I am going to discuss about bookkeeping. Normally, it's seen that people takes bookkeeping and accountancy same things, but actually it is not that. Both the words bookkeeping and accountancy are different. Well, we know that human wants were limited in the past. Generally, gradually over a period of time, these limited wants of human started increasing and the resources available were utilized for satisfying these wants. Now, to meet the wants, a system named as barter system was followed. After that, people felt a common medium of exchange and then the evaluation of money took place. Now what happened? Business activities came into existence. Then it became very difficult for businessmen to remember each and every transaction. In fact, however strong one's memory may be, one cannot hope to remember all the details regarding all the transaction, and therefore recording all the transaction became necessary. Now the process of recording all the transactions in a systematic manner is known as bookkeeping. Now what is bookkeeping? Bookkeeping is the process of recording all the transactions in a systematic manner. Meaning, so bookkeeping is that branch of knowledge which tells us how to keep a record of financial transaction. So the meaning of bookkeeping is that bookkeeping is that branch of knowledge. Like others branch of knowledge like physics, chemistry, bookkeeping is also a branch of knowledge which tells us how to keep a record of financial transactions. Now, in bookkeeping, the transactions are recorded in the order of the dates, and the person who records the transaction in the books of the business is known as accountant and is expected to show the financial results of a business for financial year. That is, bookkeeping is an art and science of recording business transaction in a systematic and chronological order. Now, we can define bookkeeping as definition as an art and science of recording business transactions in a systematic and chronological order. So, we can define bookkeeping as an art and science of recording business transactions in a systematic and chronological order, that is the order of date. So this is the meaning and definition of bookkeeping. Well, now why the need of bookkeeping arises? Why the need of bookkeeping arise? Why? Well, do you ever think, guys, why the people used to record transactions in the books? Because it is difficult to remember the various financial payments and receipts taking place during a period of time. In modern form of business organization, the control of business rests with different person and the results are to be reported to the owners. That is why it is very important to record all the transactions in the books. The financial information is required for the purpose of costing, budgeting and planning for the organization. Bookkeeping records are submitted to various government agencies like income tax, value-added tax and other taxing authorities for taxation purpose. Now, from the meaning, definition and need, we find the characteristics of bookkeeping. As bookkeeping provides information about the position of various accounts. Bookkeeping is a science as well as an art. Bookkeeping is a systematic method of recording. The system so followed of recording must be universal so that any person must be able to comprehend and interpret another person's recording. The transactions recorded relate to transfer of money or money's worth. Every transaction is properly analyzed before recording. So, these are the characteristics or features of bookkeeping. Now, I am going to tell you the process or how transactions are recorded in the books. Process of bookkeeping. Now, firstly, identification of transaction. First process is identification. The business transactions. Firstly, identifications of business transactions or events. Now, all the transactions and events which are financial in nature and the transactions relate to the business and have documentary evidence, that is documentary proof, are to be identified for recording. Remember students, only financial activities are recorded in the books. Non-financial activities are ignored from recording. Next is recording at first stage, that is in journal or sub-journal. The transactions identified for recording are recorded in the books of original entry. Now, what are the books of original entry? The books of original entries are journal and sub-journal. And then posting in the ledger. Next is posting in the ledger from the journal. Now the transactions that are recorded in the journal or in the sub-journal are posted in the respective ledger accounts. Why so? As because ledger accounts provide latest informations at a glance. Now, after posting into the ledger, they are balanced at periodical intervals. That is, ledger accounts balancing. Now, how is it balanced? Simply by finding out the difference between the totals of debit, that is the left hand side of the account. So, this is the account, debit, credit. It is the left hand side and this is the right hand side of the account. And the difference thus found are entered on the shorter side, and the same is shown as balance brought down on the opposite side. So this is the process of balancing ledger accounts. Now, after that, the balances of all the ledger accounts are placed on a separate list with debit and credit columns. That is preparation of trial balance. So, the balances of all the ledger accounts are placed on a separate list with debit and credit columns, and the list of balances of ledger accounts is named as trial balance. Why trial balance is prepared? Just to check the arithmetical accuracy of the books. So, these are the 5 processes of bookkeeping. What we find? Firstly, identification of business activities. Next, recording at first stage, that is recorded in the journal or sub-journal. After this, posting in the ledgers, then ledger accounts balancing, and lastly preparation of final accounts. Well student, what you have learned from this video? The meaning, definition, need, characteristics and the process of bookkeeping, and I hope that all these are clear to you.